start recording. So I'm not even recording at all. Alright. Alright guys, so if you have any questions, you can maybe raise your hands or something. Let me start my simulator.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. So if you have any questions, guys, you can just ask. This is going to be our second to last class, so and since we are not much in this class, you are free to ask your questions, request for support and solutions. Alright, so this guy is live. Let's debug. No, so how many people has the updated code base? How many people has like up to like the recent class we've done? You have it completed. You have it on your machine or on GitHub. Is there anybody wanting to follow to code along today?
I've been doing that since morning, since around 8, and I'm still on it.
You're doing that. What are you doing?
Like, did you just ask, has anyone been able to go to your work? Was that
Okay.
what you asked?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, I've been on it since morning.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, I was working on the project with you, and I was trying to add some other features that wasn't taught, like that I read from the documentation.
Okay, that's good. So this is what we are having. Okay, okay. I wonder why this guy did not start from beginning. Okay, I guess I changed something here. So let's start from the in the beginning. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's register our authentication. It's not going to work because we don't have our data. So let's enter our name. Mm,
Please, Mario.
Are you there? What are you saying?
Yeah, please. I need like, is there a link to like solve gradual errors? Because I have
Gradle
some
error.
errors that I'm like trying to.
What error are you having with Gradle?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it is assembly exemption something. I can't really remember
Which network
the error.
provider are you using? 65.
MTN.
MCN. Okay, okay. MCN should be good enough. Alright, so this page here, we are going to replace it with our home page. So let's do that. I think this is our sign up page, right? So let's go to. So does anybody have the code base up to this level? Okay. What am I supposed to do? Don't have an account. Let's go back and see what's happening. So register. I already have an account. So I don't have an account. Oh, I guess this is login screen. I'm looking for the register screen. Okay, so I'm just going to replace this guy with accounts. Gesture detector. So we're going to replace this guy with what? We're going to replace this guy with our home page so that it goes to the home page. So instead of a placeholder, we're going to be using our home page. So we're going to be importing the home page file. What is the error? Does it expect anything? Okay. So from here it takes us to the home page. So I will just restart the app for good measure so that we can all see what is happening. So why is this guy here? I wonder why that guy is there. Alright, so I'll just restart the app. So we're going to assume you're a new user, then let's enter. So yeah, this is where we stopped, right? Does anybody have any question pertaining this or regarding this rather? Is there anybody on the call that has question regarding how we achieved this?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think somebody said yes.
Please, Marvel. Please,
Yes.
can you go to that sign in dot that? Let me see something there, please.
Okay. What do you want to see?
Like, is there a password that's like, there's like in some apps it used to bring that like password that's bring on eyes like this. I don't know if you can remember.
Okay, visibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there a
Okay.
function to that, or is there like a widget to that in Flutter?
You can do that with your text form field.
Okay,
Go and
okay.
check out the text form field. What's it called? Documentation. You see, I think there's a visibility. There's a visibility. What's it called? Um, property that you use to switch the visibility. Let me check for it. Text form field. I think there's a vis.
Already. I did that already. For the eyes one,
Yeah.
visibility
Do you
thing,
see?
I just created, there is a data type that I created as a bool data type
See it here.
in
You don't
Boolean
even
data
need to
type.
create
So I
anything new.
created that.
See it here. This obscure. So if we
Okay.
set obscure to true, it's going to obscure the text. So let's say for instance, do we have a password field? Let me see. Okay, there's no password field, but let's do that on this our text here. So let me clean this guy. Then enter phone number. Where's the enter phone number side? There's not a password. Okay, enter phone number. Enter phone number. Enter phone number. This is our registered page, right? Enter your password. This is supposed to be enter. Oh, where do we put this guy? Operation enter email. Wow, impressive. I'm surprised why this guy is showing. Okay, let me try to. Phone number is required. So we use this guy. Is it okay? This is sign in. I'm surprised. So let's do sign up. Let's go to sign up. Sign up like that. Okay, okay. So there's a field called obscure text. So if we set obscure text to true, it's going to obscure the text. So you can just create an external um, variable that helps you handle that. So if we set this guy to true and we save, then we hot reload. So anything we enter here, you see that it obscures it, right? So anything we enter here, you can't see it. For the person asking, are you clear on this?
Yes, yes, thank
So
you.
if I set this back to
Yes,
like
yes, yes, yes.
false and I save, it's going to bring it back out. You see? So you create a variable that helps you
Yes,
handle this guy, that helps you manage this guy, maybe outside or something. So you can do something like add an icon here that you say you set that icon to the you set what's it called you set the on tab to switch the obscures value to true or false depending on if it is false or if it is true. Don't worry, it's not something very hard, you figure it out. So let's design this guy a little bit. Then what's the name of our page? Home page, right? So this is where we stop. So we can do something like make this guy constant. I don't know if I supposed to do that. Okay, so box separation orange. Whoever is not muted, you could like mute your mic. Rashid, mute your mic please because your voice is entering. Alright, so let's do something like let's decorate this guy a little bit more. So let's say border radius. So we're going to say border radius dot not only dot circular. So we give it like 20.0, and I know the reason why this guy is probably happening is because we're using a constant here. And if we save this guy sharp, so we can now um, we can maybe like do so there's a widget called list view, right? So you use the list view to arrange your item in basically a list. Then you set the scroll axis, which is horizontal, vertical. Then you can set the amount of item you want, and so on and so forth. So we can choose to say, let's wrap this our widget now because we want to have multiple widgets here. So before we do that, let's just finish decorating this our guy. So let's do child. Mm, we can give it a child of a column because we want to have widgets like multiple amount of widgets inside of it. So children, we can just do so we can give it like a text being like what's uh, okay completes the exercise. So we can do styles, text style. Please, if I'm going too fast or you don't understand what I'm doing, feel free to ask because we are not much today, so we can accommodate that. So style. So let's do colors. We're going to be changing the color of the text, so we can do like colors the white, not orange, because orange will just dissolve in orange. So let's see. Yep. So I think this is Good. So we can do something like maybe increase the font width. So we can do font width, no font size. So let's increase the font size first of all. Let's do 16 and see what 16 gives us. So 16 gives us a bit slightly. So we can now do font width. So we can say font width dot bold, font width dot bold. Let's see what happens. Yep. So we can instead make this guy start from the left, right? So that it will arrange all of the text we'll be having in this our container will be starting from the left. So let's say cross-axis alignments. I explained this already to us the other day, right? I did something wrong. I explained to us what this does already. Arranges the children, the alignments, sets the alignment of the children. So you can see cross-axis alignments. Why am I writing cross-axis alignments? So cross-axis alignments dot stats should get us started. Yeah, so it brings it to the start. Okay, so we can now say this guy is touching the edge of our container. So let's add a little padding to it. So we can just wrap the whole column with a padding. So we can do top and let's do okay. So let's do this is how to wrap it with a padding. I'm not explaining much of this because we already did this before, like in all of the previous classes. So, but if you have questions or you don't understand, you can actually ask. But only we are going to be doing left. So let's do left to be what 8.0. Then we can do top to be like 10.0. Yep. Then we can do right as well to be like 8.0. Then we save. So now let's now have our duplicate text, second text. Command C. So we can now say that was not what I wanted it to do. Let's say to
Wahala.
it must have been active for 2 months plus. So let's see what comes up. Okay, so this is what comes up. So we can just remove the bold because this is our main text and it should not be bold. Okay, so we can add like a spacer between the both of them. So we can do something like a size box. So we can say give it a height of like 8.0 and see what happens. Yes, I think this is good enough. So let's just copy and let's just populate this field. What's that about? Ready for work. So we can do command C and command just to populate this guy. Yep. Then let's add one more. Hopefully it doesn't overflow. So we can just take out a few lines. Yeah, I think we are looking good. But then I think the padding from the right is not enough. From the left rather. So we can do, let's add the padding from the left to be like 10.0. Okay. So I think this is good enough, guys. What do you think?
Yes.
Yup. So this is our first task. So we can choose to do something like this. Like we can choose to like maybe say we want to copy this container and place it and paste it again to populate the whole thing. Then it makes it two, right? Then we do like constant height equals to equal that 8. So we can wrap this out guy in a padding. So let's say padding. So padding the, or we can only give it like since we want to have like space between, right? Because this guy is touching the other guy, right? So we can just say bottom, give it 8.0, then we delete this guy and just bring copy and paste this guy that we already wrapped. Yep. So all things equal. But then let's imagine we have like where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Let's imagine we have like 10 of these guys here. What do you think will happen? Come and see. What do you think will happen? Come and see. So let me do like it was going to overfloat. And this is because we have exceeded the size of the screen. So to fix this, we can just put these guys inside of a list view. So there's a widget called list view. So we're going to use the list view builder. So we are going to be using. Well, let me just do this. So let's do. So we can simply even replace the whole of our. Okay, let's not replace the whole of our code. Let's just replace only this guy. So we can just do. I don't know, for some reason the L on my keyboard is hard. So we can do list view, not view, the builder. So we pass in our I hope I still remember this context, build context, then context. Okay, we pass in our build context, then we do like its index, then we pass in our return, right? So return. So we can just do like this, copy this guy out, Ctrl X, and then pass it back here, and then we'll do like this. So this should fix our problem. What is the problem we're having? What is the error checking box render is? Okay. I think it has to do with field size. So these are issues you face when you're using a list down. So it's saying field assertion line 206 2009 POS has size render was not laid out blah. This is because of I think one of the widgets we are using. So let me properly study what we are doing here. So we have first of all, we have a row widget. Then instead of our row, oh, this is our home page, right? We have a scaffold, then we have a safe area, then we have a padding, then we have a column, then in the column we have this guy, which is this row, then we have this guy, right? Then we have our sized box, which is the space between this guy and this guy. Then now we have our list view. So it is complaining about something. So how about we wrap this guy in an expanded? So expanded. Let's see what happens. So let's just start the whole app. Let's see what happens if we get the error again. Then we have to figure out a way to fix that. So I'll do just do this. Yep, understood, guys. So you can actually set the amount of data you want to have here by doing on the list style on the list view that there is a method called item count. So if we do like 1 and we control S now, it's going to change this guy to 1, right? So if we do like 10, it's going to change this guy to 10. So do we understand, guys? Any question? Let me verify on the call set. We have, oh wow, exceed my expectation. We have 15 already. So any questions, guys, on how we achieve this? Anybody understand? Any confusion? If you have questions, you can just ask or raise your hand, or you type them on the chat section. Any question on how we achieve this?
Please, Marvel, if let's say I want to use a scroll
Hmm.
instead of like just scrolling without seeing my scroll. Is there a widget for that one?
I don't understand without seeing your scroll. Are you seeing your scroll here?
What we did now, there is no
Um,
scroll there.
yeah, but then you want to be able to see
Like, is there?
your scroll.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
I think those that why would you want to do that? I think that is for like web. That thing mostly is for web when you are trying to like, but then it should be. I've really not done it for mobile, but then you can check out the list view. Check out the list view documentation. It should be there. So I think there's something you have to like check your viewport and check I've forgotten the name of this method. So you just check out the documentation. I've not done anything that requires that I have my scroll position. Yeah. Scroll position in view. Then there's a way you can save and listing for the current position of the user. Then it shows you that scroll thing there. So just check out the documentation. That should be there. But mostly for mobile app development, you don't. I don't think you use that. But then maybe your project requires it. Then you can do that. So, guys, if you have any question on how we achieve this, let me have it. Let's just have it. Don't be shy. Everybody is a learner, including me, myself. So, I have an error here. Let me fix that. Complete daily tasks.
The question is,
Hmm?
must it be always under expanded widget, like the list view method? Must it always be under
I
expanded?
can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Must I must I put the expanded widget for list view method?
Okay, so here's what happens. Let me explain to us properly. So, you see your list, anything that has to do with list view, right? The list view, what the list view do is the list view is a widget that is dominant by itself, right? So when you use a widget called list view in your screen, what it tries to do is it tries to take over the whole space that is left on the screen. So sometimes you are having list view in like a column and you want to use a list view. So it gets confused because what does column do? Column by itself also is dominant. It tries to take the whole space on the screen. So you're having a widget that tries to, that is taking the whole space on the screen, and you're passing in a child that wants to take the whole space of the screen. So the column would want to, in your column you can have multiple widgets, right? This is our column, right? You can have multiple widgets, right, in our column. I don't know if you get. Are you there? Okay, this is our column here. You can have multiple widgets in our column, which we already have. Like we already have a row. This is our row. The row is having these guys. Then we want to put this guy now. So the list now is confused on the amount of space it should take, because by default it wants to take the whole space on the screen. So it shows that error telling you that something is having size. So you have to, like, does not have size. So you have to, like, give it a particular size of what you want. So if you wanted to take the whole size of the screen, so you just use an expanded. So an expanded is a widget that helps you take the remaining space. It takes the remaining space. So it checks for the widget on the screen. Then, okay, if there's a particular amount of widget, it calculates the remaining space and allocates the remaining space to its child. So that is what we just did here. But then if you don't want it to take the whole space of this, like the remaining space on the screen, you can just use a container. Then you give it a height. So if I do, like, container, and we give it a height of, like, let's say, like, 500, so it's only going to take that height that I give to it. So did you get? You see now that it only takes the 500 height. So from here to here is 500. So the reason why I use expanded is because I wanted to take the remaining size of this, like the remaining space left on the screen's viewport. Does this answer your question? So you don't have to always use the expanded. It depends on what you want to do. So for this particular thing, I wanted to use the remaining size, like the remaining space left on the screen. That's why I use an expanded. Does this answer your question?
I got it now.
No?
No, like I've understood it. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So any other questions, guys? Because we'll be building the next we'll be building the completed task screen now. Any other questions, guys? Please ask your question. I think, what's the time now? This is 4:43. Or give us extra 2 minutes to see this thing. And
If you had, if if you had done the under the rule rule stuff,
I do not hear you. I think your network is
the
breaking.
like
Can you start from the beginning again, or maybe type it? I'm finding it hard to
my
hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
This method under rule widget, like if it's not under column widget. So I think that will be scrolling the container to the side rather than the vertical. Okay.
Okay, you want to scroll it like
Hello?
left to right instead of right
Right.
to left.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
let me
Could have been
quickly
under
exercise that.
rule.
So
Like
there is a method in the list view widget that says scroll axis, right? So yeah, scroll direction. So you can change your scroll direction to what's it called? Save axis here. There's you do axis dots. This is I tend to forget horizontal and vertical. So this current thing we're having here, what is it? Is it horizontal? Is this horizontal? This
this is vertical.
this is vertical, right? So you can change this to vertical, but we are going to be having an error because we are in a column. So we have to replace our column with a row. So how do I do this? This is going to demand that I make a lot of changes. So I'll change this guy to width. So why I'm changing to width is because the space is here. So now the space will be here. Will be at, like, the, what's it called?
We are already in the vertical.
Yeah. I'm trying to display make the changes simultaneously instead of uh, okay, not this guy. So I'm making the changes to, where's that place where I used padding the left. Okay, this guy is inside of my container. This guy is inside of I'm trying to make the changes simultaneously. So size box, height, I'm putting this guy. All right. First off, let me just. Where is that place I did my vertical? You say this is vertical. Is that what you said?
Yes, yes,
All right. So let's do
yes, yes, yes.
horizontal. We are going to have an error, but then I'll fix all of the errors for us. So the error is pertaining that it says these invalid constraints were provided to render layouts. It's because of the way we already made our layouts. We are doing top to bottom, so everything here is a column. So I would have to like make this guy in a row widget. So I changed it to uh,
Yeah, you
don't
answered the question now. You have answered the question. Thank you.
okay. I wanted to display it for you to see, but then since you understand already, no need to do that. You understand, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
this guy would help you change it from
yes.
vertical to horizontal and all vice versa. So thank you for not stressing me. Thank you for understanding because I would have needed to change the whole layout and then revert the code ways again, which will take a lot of time. So the reason why I am sticking to asking to you guys asking questions is because for the completed task page, what I will just do is a total copy and paste instead of having to build it again from scratch because I already built it for us live. So, and again, this video will be available on YouTube for you to watch in case you have any issues. So let's just go. Let's fill this with like let me say Mova dev. Yep. So you can do Sinzu at that the com. Is it gonna be- So that form is basically not doing, it's not registering anything. So we are here now, right? So let's view. This is our pending tax page. So let's do our completed tax page. So I think this is where this widget comes in place. So this icon here is going to be a button that takes us to our completed tax page. So let's create that. So where is this icon? Let me check. It's in the row, and after this, you'll come. Here are your tags for the day. Okay, so we do where's the icon. So we can change this guy to an icon button instead of an icon. So there's a widget called icon button. So this guy is basically an icon. Now there's an icon button that takes in an unpressed, so an unpressed function. So this guy now is, when you press it, it doesn't do nothing. It is just an icon widget, but then we'll be changing it to an icon button where we can be able to append the unpressed function to it. So now this guy will no longer be a constant, so we have to fix all of the errors, add the required unpressed. So unpressed is going to be that, and then we do icon, then we say icon is equals to icons, then we do this guy, and then we cut this guy, right? Then we put a comma, and then we say icon is, why are you saying int? Is it icons or icon, right? Then you do icons dot. So this changes everything for us. This guy becomes a button now. Do you see? Do you understand, guys? Before when I click on this, it doesn't do anything, but now it's doing something. You can see the overlay, right? Hope this is not confusing anybody. Do you have a question about this? Any question about this? All right, I'll take it that we all understand how it
No,
is.
no, no question, no question.
Yeah, it's calm.
No question.
All right.
No question.
All right. So let's set our navigator. So I hope we all know how to use the navigator now and what it does. So we are just going to say if you click on this.
Yes, sir.
So you know what this onPress does now. So the onPress is a function that is
Takes you back to other, enables you to click.
yeah, thank you very much. So you pass your command or your function to this that says, okay, when you click on this thing, do this thing for me. So when we click on this, we want to move to the completed task page. So let's just move. Let's use, so to move now, to migrate from this page to the completed task page, we use our navigator. So we say navigator dot push, then we pass in our context, then we pass in our route, which is going to be our material page route. Then in our material page route, we pass in our builder, which is accepting our context, which accept a context so that we can have. So just going to use CTX. It's just a short form of context. Then we say return so and so forth. Return. Let's use a placeholder. Let's use a placeholder for now. Placeholder screen. Who is calling me? Sorry guys. Let me take this. Hello. Recording to hide this guy. Alright, so what I was doing before is I was trying to navigate from one screen to the other using material page route. So, and we are using a placeholder. So I'm going to save. So what we did here is we said when this button is pressed, right, which is this on press, we say do what, navigator dot push take us to this guy here. So we are using a material page route. We're passing in our context, blah blah blah, and all of that. So yep, so it takes us to our placeholder screen. So now, instead of going to the placeholder screen, we want to create, let's create our task completed screen. So let's go back. So our task completed screen would be in, instead of our home page, let's create a new folder called completed task folder, completed task page. So I have like a very solid advice for us after this class, which will not be recorded. So let's just stick to then. So because it keeps on coming to my mind. It has been coming to my mind, I think, since this week. Name. Okay, so let's name this guy completed tax screen, anyone you like, screen or view, depending on whatever you like and whatever architecture you are using. So let's just use view, and then so I already told us that I was going to do like a copy and paste because I don't want to waste time. So I'll just control A this guy, control C this guy, then I will just like control V this guy here, then I will just basically change the name to task completed. Task complete. Okay, wow, imagine. I want to do it the better way. Let me not copy everything. Let me just create my own import packages, the filters of material of that. Then we can do something like stlf stateful widgets. Stf. This my guy wants to see here is stful. So we can do like completed. Complete. How do you spell complete? Completed tax page. So this is it here. So we could just go back to our guy here and tell this guy that please, my guy, you need to copy your scaffold. Thank you very much. God bless you too. Control C, and then we just replace it here. But then it's not going to work because of this context, this constant. So just replace it with the constant as well. Yep. So then we save, and if we navigate now, we have okay, we are still having placeholder in that guy, so let's just change that guy too. If we navigate, we're supposed to come back here, so let's change our placeholder to our new completed task screen. So it's going to be on press to navigate to completed task page. Then we do what? We import, we save, hot restart, then boom, you see we have our completed task page now, but they are looking similar. So let's change it up a little bit. The reason why it's looking similar is because of the obvious. I told you we are copying and pasting, but then let's fix that. So let's change the background color of our widget to of our completed task widget to green. So let's this guy at orange. So let's do Oops. For obvious reasons because it's already completed. So I'm gonna navigate. Yep. So we can let's let's make our on press do nothing for now because the on press should basically take us back to the on press should basically take us to the uncompleted tax like uncompleted tax screen here. So this guy is not doing anything now. So here are your tasks for today. So instead of here are your tasks, let's change it to here are your completed tasks. Here are all of the completed. All the here. Here is English. Why do you guys do this English self here? Or here is a list of completed tasks. I will pressure to back. You know, I will write Yoruba for this thing now. Okay, here. Sorry, guys. Like, no English is coming to my head. Here is a list of completed tasks. Here are a list of completed tasks. Okay, so here are all of the completed tasks. All of the complete. I don't want something that is long. Tasks. So hopefully this is not long. Yup, it's not long. So let's change this our icon, this our guy to a check. Let me use this guy. So should I use welcome? Let me use welcome. Let's use completed. Completed. So let's change this our guy now to something else. Icon dot. Let's do cancel and see what we get. So we can use this our guy. Yep. So we can change it to red. Yep. So we can do like let me see if there's a spicier button, something that is nice back. Let's see. Okay, should we use back as in back? I think I'll let you guys decide. Alright, so look at this. Look at the current icon here, then look at the new one. Which do you prefer to be there? The first answer wins. Which do you prefer to be there? This one or the
New one, the back arrow.
why do you want the back arrow?
The back arrow. Okay, now.
The X is
the
better.
X
The X
is
will take us back now.
The X is
the X
better.
is better.
Do you know why the X is
It
better?
will take us back now.
Yeah, this is supposed to take you back. This means this signifies that you want to go back to the uncompleted task. This is what it means. So you know why the X is better because it fits the whole what's it called the whole design pattern we've been using. If we use the back, your brain this has to do with like UI UX. So your brain tells you, you know, by default on an app, if you see the back button, what does it do? It's normally by the left side, right? And it means you're going back. So putting the back button here now will confuse a lot of people, user wise. But then we are not doing
User experience.
yeah, we are not doing UI UX here, so we are only doing just mobile. So then this is better. So we can now say when we click on this now, we want to make it take us back to the previous screen, right? We can just do like uncomment this my guy out. What's the name of that screen again? Seb? It's home, right? We have to go and change it from home to a tax screen. So this guy wants to be a constant. He wants to be a big boy. Yeah, a constant. So what does he do? He takes us back. But now we are having an issue because you can see this guy is under this guy, and this guy is still under this guy. So it's going to be like an endless loop. So to fix this here, instead of us using material page dot push, we can just do material page dot navigator dot push replacement instead of push show, so that we don't have anything left in our stack. It just pops the previous tab and puts the previous tab and all. I hope you understand, guys. I know,
100%.
yeah, I know that maybe not everybody will be able to catch up to speed. If you have questions, guys, please ask. Don't be shy. Even if you feel your question is going to be a very, very dumb question, there's no harm in asking. We are all here to learn. At some point in time, I don't know anything. It was very, very hard to do very, very simple things. I think the thing we are yet to edit. So when we move now, when we try to go back, it is not there again. We are only having our register. When we go back, when we go to our welcome page, it is not there again. We only have our register. So do we understand? So the only thing we have not edited here now is
Yes.
this. Let's change this text to something else. So let's do, where is this, our home page, this is our completed tax page, so that at least we can know that there's a difference. So we can yep. So we can do something else with this guy. Cassava gari ewa. Yes. But then why am I using green? I want to use a funny emoji.
What is so bad like that with school? Someone.
Yep. Yep. So we can change all of this guy to going to pressure to wow. So it depends on whatever you want to do. Don't worry. In our next class, we'll be writing all of these things by ourselves. So whatever you write on your keyboard is what is going to be there. Pressure to wow. So we have completed this task. Our pressure to wow task. So this is our guy, and so any confusion, like one of my lecturers will say, any confusion, guys? So I think there's no confusion. Let me quickly take a snapshot. Capture select values, capture pass. All right. Any questions, guys? Any question on how we achieved this? Please ask. Ask. All right. So I'll take it that there's no question. Am I correct? So let's edit this view. Since we have completed page, right, we are supposed to have tax page. So this is not supposed to be a home page. Let's refactor it and change it to a tax page. Rename. So let's say tax page. We all know what this app does, right? So with this our app, we'll be able to create tags for ourselves, then manage the tags. So when you complete the tags, remove it to your completed page. What am I going to use? Okay, supposed to be tax page. So this is this about this, right? So I'm going to push this to GitHub. Then for those of you that still have access to, that still have the GitHub link, you can go and fetch, pull or clone, whatever you want to do. So updates, adding, okay, I'll add it, tax page, and So this has gone there. All right. So next thing in our agenda for today was the time. It's 5:07. So we are going to be creating our GitHub as a, why am I saying GitHub? Firebase project, then adding our project to Firebase. Then by the next class, we'll be doing the proper authentication, which is when the user signs up, it saves their data to Firebase, and when they log in, it checks for the data in Firebase.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You have a question? Please don't do
Drink
that.
water.
Please don't do that again. Mute yourself, please. Thank you. So I s- so now you got me confused. So what we are doing now is we are going to be creating our project on Firebase, and in the next class we will be creating our project on Firebase, then adding it to this project. Then in the next class, we will be syncing it to work properly in the sense that when the user signs up, like when you register, it takes your data to Firebase, then it checks if you already have an account. If not, it creates an account for you, then you never see this page again. Then when you want to log in, you input your details and it checks if you have an account. Then if you have an account, it signs you in, else it tells you to enter the proper credentials. So let's go ahead, let's proceed to creating the Firebase thing. Okay. I'm thinking of cutting the video, but then okay, let's just continue. So to do that, do you have a question? I think this makes a sound. Anybody have a question? What's your question? Promise.
Yes, okay. So say I want to test the app
Mm.
and not on my own emulator or my own device using USB debugging on a separate device that has not been connected. How do I get the code base on that device or let's say an APK?
So it's simple. You can either build an APK and send it to that device, or you plug in that device to your what's it called, to your PC. Then you go to set up the developers option. Like go to developers option, allow
Now what
developer
about
mode.
without the connection of it? Let's
Hmm?
say I send to someone somewhere else.
Okay, so this is what you do. So to build your APK, so to build, if you're using Android Studio, you come to your build here in the Flutter section. You do, I think I'll build save and send to us on the channel. So you do Flutter. Please, who's playing the music? Could you mute your mic? So you go to the Flutter, you go to build, so you go to build APK. So this build APK will build the Flutter APK. It will build the Android version for you, like the Android application for you. So it's currently building. So while this is building, when it is done, it's going to show you the folder in which it is existing, like the APK is existing. Then you can send it to wherever it is you want to send it to. So that's that about that. I hope that answers your question. Promise.
You said the Android version. Oh, okay, iOS version.
So for
But that
iOS
requires
version,
Mac.
is this guy recording? Oh God! Wow!
So if you wasn't recording, one that you will
Ah,
measure to
actually, it looks like it wasn't.
one on
What
that.
is this? Uh, I'm coming, guys. Let me verify. Let me verify. Fake. Where is this? I'm coming. Let me just verify that this thing. Wow, can you imagine? All right, I'm